I would love to work with the sun. I would love for it to cooperate, and if I could do whatever I wanted and had a magic wand where I could control it, that would be the ultimate thing for DP, wouldn't it? You know, the sun is traveling very, very far to get into this room right now. You know, it's going through the sky, it's going through the blue scaffolding that's outside right now, it's going through this dirty glass, it's going through this aluminum that's on the window. So the way that it looks when it's hitting my face, there's so many different things that it had to go through to get there. So kind of paying attention to that all the time, I love to do, like looking at light bouncing everywhere. So the idea is when you're shooting narrative or even commercial and you have a 12-hour day and you have to recreate that so that you can shoot the scene, you know, this different setups, wide, tights, you know, maybe there's 5 people. I like it going through a lot of different layers. I love it having to feel real. Like, I work as hard as I can to make sure that whatever light's coming through that window does not look like light. And I think that's just taste, technique, and everyone does it differently, you know, like we all know, you know, Robert Richardson. Conrad Hall did it one way. Roger Deakins does it another way. Like, these people have different styles of how sunlight comes through a room. And that all has to do with so many different things: production design, what's on the lens, the camera, film, digital. So at that point, you know, you as a DP have a choice most of the time in all of those different things, which ultimately affect how that sun looks coming through the window on some actor's face. You know, which lenses did I choose with the director? You know, what color is the wall that the production designer and all of us collaborated to paint? The curtains, what are they wearing? You know, is that a red dress and the sun gonna bounce off the red dress, bleed into her face? You know, there's just so many things that I think that as you do this job more, you think about. And when everything is right and the wall is the best color and the curtains are the best color, you know, you watch The Crown as a good example of something that I think is so beautiful, and they've got enough money to execute things, and the costume and the production design, and that's everyone putting their heads together, and it's just so many things that even I'm not in control of, that make that look beautiful. So I would say that's my relationship with the sun. It's like, it's complex. I like using a motivated source from outside, so you keep the space inside clear for the actors and movement, which makes the space feel more real. It doesn't restrict us, camera operators. It doesn't restrict the director because he likes to walk around. It doesn't restrict the actors. And that's something that I loved about Harris Savides, because that was always his approach, like the space. Coming from that and seeing that work, and just the more you work, understanding what makes a good environment for getting the most naturalistic feel and actors' response, and what directors generally like is like, no one feels comfortable and it doesn't feel realistic when there's a source right here by your face. You know, you have a big living room environment, and you know, there's some beautiful windows here, and you put a bunch of big HMIs outside and you do a good job of diffusing that. And working with production designer, we did a lot on this last film, and I generally like to use diffusion on the windows. Like, you know, she showed me a different type of lace that we put on the windows, and the lace is aged, you know, it has a bit of warmth to it. And that's another layer that the sun that, you know, we're making through